It's Martin from Steffi Bull Promotions. Delighted with our next guest, young lad fighting from Doncaster. There's a bit of a history as well with this lad, with some of his parents fighting in the past. It's Jack Roberts. Jack, thanks for joining us.
Nah, no worries.
Jack, 2020 it's been a cruel year. Hopefully, 2021 is gonna start to brighten up, and we're gonna get to see some shows. The reason why we're getting you on, really, pal, is just so we can have a little bit of a chat, give the viewers a bit of an insight how you got into boxing, with regards to like yourself and your dad's career, and where you're looking to go in the future. We're not going to mention anything about West Ham United, so sorry about that. So just start us off, Jack. Just tell us who you are and what made you get into boxing.
Jack Roberts made me get into boxing where my dad actually, like, who ex-professional, and I went to boxing when I was like 8 years old, and he took me down to the local gym. He never thought I'd get in a fight. He just thought I'd get and train, actually, just a bit of training. But at 8, it took off really well, to be fair.
Did he not think you'd get into a fight because you're such a chilled, down to earth lad?
Yeah, basically, yeah. He just wanted to get a bit of self belief inside me. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've seen that when I've been to some of the shows. Really, really quiet lad, very polite. But when you get in the boxing ring, you're a different animal. So
yeah.
I can definitely see that. So when did you go just to train, or did you go on the? Have you been a little boy always thinking, I want to take after my dad? I want to potentially fight on the same card as my dad?
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. Like, throughout my boxing career in amateurs, he's always been in my corner, and every fight he's always been there. I've always wanted to box on the same show as him. So after my amateur fights, I did non-license. I had one non-license fight, and we both boxed on the same undercard, which were probably outstanding. Yeah, both got knockouts. Yeah. So yeah,
happy days. So when you was in the boxing gym when you first ever started,
yeah,
was it in your head? Was it like, I'm going to prove my dad wrong as well, because my dad probably thinks, because your dad's being your dad, he knows how I am, he knows what it's like in the boxing ring, and he's thinking, I want my son to decide what future he wants, and I don't want him to think he has to do boxing.
Yeah.
Was it in your head that, you know what, I can actually do this, and I'm going to prove to him that I can do it?
In my first amateur fight, I were a bit worried. Like any other person would be. My dad were worried, and after that, it just took off. I wanted to be in that ring every time. I just didn't want to get out at gym. I were in there 24/7. Like, yeah, even on weekends when there were rest days, I were in the gym.
That's superb. So, how many amateurs did you have?
I had 30 amateurs, even record. Yeah.
Records are records in the amateurs.
Yeah.
It is what
it is. My last 15 fights, they were all away from home. I was just taking them because I wanted that much experience just thrown into me. I never really fought in championships. I won 2 Yorkshire titles, but my last 15 fights, I won all away from home. There was one amateur fight, actually. I took a day's notice, and they paid me £100, which I was quite buzzing about it.
Happy days. Did you win as well, or?
Yeah, I came away with a win.
Right, happy
days.
Yeah. So, with your dad being a boxer, it's been perfect as well. So, like, once you got into the amateurs and you was really, really settling down, if you ever had them days where you're like, you know what, I don't really want to go. I bet your dad was like, no, Jack, these are the best times to go to the gym is when you don't want to go. Them are the sessions.
Yeah.
That really get through. So was there much sparring done with your dad as well in the past?
To be honest, we used to spar all the time. When I were in amateurs, it used to bring me on a lot. having someone like that that's been there and done that in pro game and brought me on a lot. Yeah.
I bet there was a lot of sparring done in the house as well, wasn't there? I bet
Yeah.
in the kitchen. I bet you'd. Your dad's fought quite a few people as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He fought Steffi, Dave Colwell.
Yeah, his 48 professional fights he had. Yeah.
48 fights. Did he tell you what to expect when you moved into the pro game from the amateurs?
Yeah, he said it's a lot more slowing down. It's not you're in and out type of fighters that you're going to be fighting. It's whereas amateurs it were point scoring, whereas your pro games it's all about the shot. It's good. Yeah.
That's the thing with the pro. The one thing I've noticed with the pro game is from the amateurs, like you said, it's very tip tap, see how many in and out, in and out. With the pro game, you've got to be able to whack as well. You've got to be able to get your opponent to respect your power, because if you've got that respectable power, then people can just walk through you. That's one thing I've noticed with you. The last couple of fights, you've really started to sit down on your shots as well, and you're getting your distance there. And you're a fighter that I look forward to watching. I look forward to finding out who's on the bill, and then I'm like, Jackson, I'm looking forward to this. And we will move on to your fights, but your last fight, mate, I thought was a great performance against a decent opponent.
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
So when you decided to move out the amateur game and then into an unlicensed, had you fell out with amateur sports or something, or because it's quite strange moving from the amateurs to the unlicensed, or did you do it just for that one fight so you could be on with your dad?
I had one senior fight in amateurs, and I just thought I want to go pro here. But my dad were doing non-license, so he said, "Go and have one go at non-license, see what it's like, and if you don't like it, turn pro." Me being honest, I were a lot better to turn pro than go non-license. But I tried it. I wanted to be on the same card as my dad, which anyone would want to be anyway, because it's just the right buzz, especially running as well. But yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah.
And was your dad? I take it your dad was headlining.
Yeah.
What was you on the
one? I think it were at Barnsley Metrodome.
Oh, happy days.
Yeah.
So, and then all of a sudden, you'd done the unlicensed. A lot of people, you're finding a lot more pro boxers now coming from the unlicensed scene.
Yeah.
I think at first the unlicensed was, I don't know, I think there was a lot of people in there that just wanted to make some money, but now I do think there's some really good boxers. You look at Fabio Wardley, for instance.
Yeah.
From the
kid.
And look at him now. He's unreal. Jamie Stewart from Stoke, another lad, come from the unlicensed, and look at him. So literally the end. The list is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So talk us through your first pro fight. What was the nerves different to the amateur, and the fact that it was at Doncaster Dome?
Well, it was brilliant being in my own town, fighting at Doncaster Dome, where my dad had actually fought as well. But on my first pro fight, nerves were different level. Like I've never experienced in my life, even through amateurs and stuff like that. But yeah, good performance on my first fight. It was just I got caught with a silly shot, so which I weren't expected. So yeah, but I came away with a win. That's main thing.
Yeah, no, it's boxing, and that's why you have to be switched on. You can't switch off, because if you do switch off in the pro game, people can get hurt.
That's it, yeah.
I bet you got a ride telling off, didn't you, off Ryan?
Yeah, I switched off 1 round. I was winning the fight easy. It was just I got a bit too overconfident with myself and started to move around the ring, and he caught me. So boxing at the end of the day, innit? You got to stay switched on.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then we'll go on to your last two performances, and the one before, What did you think of your performance there?
That were against, who were it against? I think that Daryl Pierce, something like that. He
Yeah.
were a non-licensed fighter actually, and it was a scrappy fight. It come to fight, but I just dug down on my gum shield and planted my feet.
It's good to have them fights though, because when you do start stepped up, at least you've got that experience to know what it's like when the going gets tough. And then your last performance, like I said, I thought that was a career best. If I'm being honest, I thought you boxed really well.
Yeah, I boxed to how I wanted to box.
You had him at
range. Yeah.
Definitely. So, is there any boxers out there that you quite like to clash yourself? That would you say that your style relates to?
My dad has actually always said to watch the McDonald brothers and training alongside them. I've always watched them through amateurs, and because they're tall for their weight and they're rangy, and they throw the basics well. So yeah, I've always watched.
Have they paid you to say that?
No. No, it's just some like Jamie. He's always thrown basics correct, and it's someone who I've always watched.
And mate, their records speak for itself.
That's it, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Look, in a couple of months, Gavin McDonald's fighting for the European title, and he against Gaga. So literally, if you like to clash, it's perfect for you as well, because if your old man, which is a professional boxer and former professional boxer, knows what style you like and you're training with that person, it can only help. It can only help.
Bring me on better. That's it.
And training out of Steffi's gym in Doncaster, you've probably picked the perfect time. Like, you're at the perfect age because of the fighters that are coming through and that's still there. You got like young Connor, you got yourself, you've got Lee, you got Terry. Terry just
unbelievable moment, isn't it?
Perfect for you guys though, because you're in the gym with a world champion, and not just that, you're probably getting people coming into your gym that the likes of Sky Sports, they're probably all, and it only takes 2 seconds from just to see a glimpse of you, and then before you know it, you're being talked about. So it's perfect. What's the relationship you've got with your trainers and Steffi?
Trainers are bang on. Yeah, relationship's really good. Yeah, I'd get more relationship out of Latif really, because Latif's bang on. Yeah,
Latif, Ray, and Steffi have all spoke highly about himself. So it's great, and it's like a family gym as well.
That's it. We're all buzzing off of each other, even with Terry winning world titles. It brings buzz back into the gym, even with these times what are happening.
Definitely. Well, you've only got to look at some of the fighters that Steffi manages. Look at Maxi Hughes, what he done last year.
Oh, that's crazy, isn't it?
You know, MTK Fighter of the Year.
Yeah.
It's just mental.
What a fight he put up against John O'Carroll. What a fight.
The thing is, like, I remember watching that fight, and I spoke to Maxi, and a couple of my pals, they were like, what's Maxi like? And I was like, it's good, to be fair. I said it'd be a good fight. Didn't know what type of Maxi was going to go into the fight, but after 1 or 2 rounds, I'm like, you know what, he's going to win this. And you could just see that he wasn't just there just to fight that one night. This is his time now. It really is another professional fighter under the banner of Steffi Bull that's making moves. So it's just unreal. What over the past year or so, it's been really hard for boxers to be motivated to get into the gym. What's motivating you apart from Latif and Ray and Steffi telling you to get into the gym? Like, what do you actually see yourself doing in your boxing career?
I see my target's British title, and anyone's going to say that. Anyone wants to win British, but anything other British will be bonus. But British title's main one for me. Yeah.
What's your dad's? Where would you like to? What venue would you like to headline? Apart from the Olympic Stadium, of course.
Sheffield Arena, bang on.
Was you there last?
Yeah, I went and watched Anthony and Terry.
Yeah.
And wow,
me and my wife were there when Terry came out to Belter. I had like goosebumps. The crowd that girl brings, it's just unbelievable. And all of Steffi Fight, you're all going to be on that same wavelength. You're all going to be on that same path because you're all going to be pushing each other.
Yeah.
So a lot of boxers in the past, yet again, 15 to 18 months, have struggled to go to the gym. But one of the messages that I was speaking to Latif and Ray, and it was a perfect message. It's like, these are the times that you've got to take for granted. You can't take for granted, because last year when you come out of your fight, you probably, any normal time, you'd have probably had a week off, then got back in camp and then probably been out in 3-4 months. The past 15 to 18 months, well, 12 to 15 months, has given you a time to sit back, relax, and learn the basics and learn a bit more about the jab, a bit more about the backhand. And 2 fights last year, Dubois versus Joyce and Arthur versus Yard, they were both won on a jab. And with you being a rangy fighter, is that something that they're telling you to use more
work on? Yeah, it's jabs and my 1-2s. That's all it is.
That was exactly like your last fight, wasn't it? 1-2, 1-2. What have you been working on with the jab? Have you just been?
I've not just been working on my jab. I've been working on long range ups as well. Starting to pro me ups a lot more. You've got to have different variations with pros, because it can work you out a treat. Even if you're going to be doing these long rounds, can't just be throwing all the same shots all the time.
No, totally agree. And looking forward to seeing the hook in your next fight then.
Yeah.
Have you got anything to say to your fans out there?
I'm training. I'm just constantly training. So, want throw, want go, I'll be ready. So.
And anything to say to your sponsors, or have you got space for sponsors?
I ain't got sponsors. I've done it all on the back of my son, really. But I'd be welcome for sponsors to come on and join my team. Yeah.
And what do they get?
They'd get the logo on the kit, on all of my trainers' kit. I'll be training throughout camp with all logos on t-shirts and all of my running gear and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, superb. Well, there you go, sponsors. Jack Roberts, the sponsors available. So there's the headline for you, Jack.
Yes, thank you.
Are there any British fighters out there at the moment? I know you've only had 4 fights, but do you look at it and think, I think I'll be able to get in the ring with you?
I don't.
Just calling anyone out. Just.
Yeah, I don't really look at it like that. It's down to Steffi. He's my manager at the end of the day. He picks the right fights for me. That's the main thing, yeah.
So. Good words. And 2020 brought some unreal fights, literally some unreal fights. What would you say your 2 fights of the year were, and why?
Terry and Jonas. That were right scrap. Proper scrap, that. I'd say the other one. I'd probably say Lyndon Arthur and what's his name?
Yard.
Yeah.
Was that just because of the technique?
Yeah, really good fight though.
Was that because of what you've been working on? It's kind of
it's all behind jab, innit? So you just outschooled him.
I thought Joyce versus Dubois was an unreal session as well for the jab.
Yeah.
I literally.
It was just the way Dubois went down though. It's a bit soft for me. I know he couldn't see out of one eye, but it was a bit soft how he went down.
Yeah, I think it's one of them. I just think he's young,
especially in heavyweights. It's
and Joyce wasn't missing. Joyce wasn't missing with that jab every single time that jab was laid. And that's the one thing. What's good about Joyce? He doesn't throw punches when he doesn't need to. He very, very, very rarely misses.
Yeah.
he doesn't waste punches, which is probably a good thing. And we'll have a quick 30 seconds. What is going on with West Ham United this season?
Oh, we're going for Champions League.
Mate, I'll tell you, when you played Villa the other day, I was thinking, oh man, they're good. They're really good.
I thought you were going to beat us, but oh my God.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Jack, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, mate. It really has.
Anytime.
Looking forward to getting back down to the gym as well and spending some more time with you. You've got 15 seconds now. Just tell all your viewers what to expect from Jack Roberts when the green lights go.
I'll be ready. That's the main thing. I'll be ready. So, yeah. That's the main thing. I'll be ready.
Superb, Jack. Thank you very much.
All right. Cheers, Paul. Thank you.
Thanks.